Project New Earth is inspired by the history of the Chinese Labour Corps, who were 140,000 men recruited by the British and the French armies to serve behind the Western Front. It's a very important part of both British and European and Chinese and actually global history. A lot of the world has forgotten the contribution that these men made. Without their support, without their hard work, their blood, sweat and tears, the World War would have dragged on for much longer. Everything backstage they did. So they dug the trenches, they repaired the tanks, they helped French farmers. With my piece, Song Unsung, it's only 15 minutes, but there'll be 3 singer actors, and they'll be singing some of the songs that the Chinese Labour Corps sang. What we hope the tour will achieve is to remind local people of the very long and very close and supportive relationship between the Chinese and people in the West.
So my project is called Missing Parts, and it's a part of the Project New Earth celebration of the Chinese Labour Corps, which is quite an unknown story of the Chinese as they were working in the First World War. And to be perfectly honest, I knew very little, nothing about it really, before I started doing my research. And it just were these hidden stories and forgotten people really that I really want to bring to the world and shed some light on. So in order to do that, I am working with 2 musicians, as well as a videographer and a couple of dancers, and as a larger community cast as well, depending on the different venues we go to. Also, really, for me, it's really exciting to engage more British East Asian artists. So I'm working with a videographer who's actually a Vietnamese French, and I'm working with a couple of British Chinese musicians, one of whom plays a lot of classical instruments. So for me, that's very exciting. She's going to play live Cheng Yu, and she's going to be able to bring that to around places around the UK that don't really get an opportunity to see things like that, as well as even me in London. We don't have much opportunity to celebrate that kind of music. So Missing Parts starts with the stories of the Chinese Labour Corps. And what I want to relate it to is how we have in our globalized capitalistic consumer life all these people who are laboring for us in other lands that we also are missing. You know, we're missing their stories. So I want to somehow relate it to the present life as well.
So our project is inspired by the Panthéon de la Guerre, and that's one of the most biggest paintings created to commemorate World War I heroes. And that was all international heroes, so all different countries were represented in this massive painting. And the Chinese Labour Corps were also in this painting, but they were painted out of a certain section and replaced. We don't know whose choice it was by then, but what we're trying to do is commemorate the Chinese Labour Corps and give them a piece of work and create our own work of what we interpret they went through World War I. We do this through movement, film, words, sound, and it's really our homage to the Chinese Labour Corps. Our project explores a modern day perspective of looking at art and where it takes us, how it commemorates people, a situation, or takes us to a different journey, and how we as a viewer, an audience, can recreate from empathy and imagery. I really hope that the reception will be warming to it, because for me it's something that's very important. It's part of my heritage. It brings a voice to those war heroes that don't actually get spoken about much. So for me that's creating something that has permanence with it, with a message of respect to those and paying homage to those people.
Hi, I'm Ruth. I'm a composer and musician and one of the contributing artists to Project New Earth. Our contribution to the project, Lunacore, is a short digital art film. It's a collaboration between myself, dancer Kwang Kian Fan, and filmmaker Tsuki Mok. Essentially, our film is a provocation. It aims to be a story in core to remember the often forgotten Chinese workers of the First World War. So through a combination of haunting music, powerful dance and vivid cinematography, our film explores the hidden stories and lost bodies of the Chinese Labour Corps.